Hello, everyone. Today we will have a very exciting the project and hands-on lab. We're going to build a web server on our Raspberry Pi. The way that we set up the web server can be done almost a similar way on your if you have production systems. This is a Linux-based web services. So we're going to work on LAMP, which LAMP stack is like a Swiss Army knife. The LAMP stands for Linux, Apache, and MySQL or MariaDB, and PHP. So we're going to work on. First we will update our Raspberry Pi. So we could do sudo apt update and sudo apt full upgrade and y. So sudo apt update the repository information, and then we will do sudo upgrade, and if it is all, then full, and then -y means I don't need to enter yes or no if it is interactive, user interactive. So minus y means I'm going to let it go by saying yes. So usually upgrade takes a little longer time than update. This time it goes so fast. Oh, more things to do. So while that is being done, we're thinking of first we install Apache. Okay, sudo apt Apache 2. That is the most famous ones. So we need to make sure that our Raspberry Pi has not had the web services before. So we're going to see where if it is already installed, then we see some existence. Okay, very good. Then we'll go to see if something is already installed. Go to /var, var for variable documents storage, the location of that variable storages. If you see here www, then once it is installed. Right now it is not installed. So we need to do sudo apt install Apache 2. Here we would put -y, but let's see if we don't do -y, see what happens. If there is some interaction, then we need to say yes. Okay, by having this, then you see there is a www created, right? See what happens. cd www and ls, there is HTML, cd HTML, and there is index.html, right? If you want to enable Apache 2, right now it is, I think it is enabled. If it is not, then we need to do sudo system ctl control, systems control, enable now Apache 2. So we could do sudo system ctl enable Now Apache 2. So it is being enabled. So we need to check if it is run. The way that we could run is using curl command line. So we can do curl -I and then http :// localhost, and then see there is a index.html file. So we can say index.html file, or even if we don't say this is the file by default responding to this web access, see if we have something. I'm not sure it is responded. Another way that we can do is going through this web browser. So what I'm going to do is to let's see if it is not. Enable. It is being enabled. Let's see. But this guy is not responding. Not even merge.edu responding. Let's see if it is responding to from this 189 from my Safari. (192.168.1.189). Well, it is being done. Apache 2 is running from my. See, this is my MacBook. From my MacBook, I use this IP address, which is this Raspberry Pi IP address, and it works. There is an Apache 2. I think right now this web browser here might have some issue. This is a web browser issue. Did I? Web store. Forget about this. This is so much better, right? Because this is a web browser running remotely, and I am using IP address to access this Apache 2. So Apache 2 is running. The next step that we will do is we want to install database. One of the database that we are going to install is MariaDB, which is the same as MySQL. So that is MySQL compatible. So we're going to work on this MariaDB server, right? So I'm going to push this a little bit aside. So sudo apt install MariaDB server. I skipped -y, and I'm going to respond if it is interactive. So I responded it, and it is being installed. Reason I'm recording this rather than meeting you in person, each one of you are working at home, so you guys, each individual of you can use your Wi-Fi router more freely, so you can download this faster than the way that we all together to access one Wi-Fi router in the classroom. Then it takes much longer. Okay, so I'm doing this. So you can do this at home on your own. And also we need to do to enable this sudo system ctl and enable now MariaDB server. I believe that is it, right? Oh, simply MariaDB, not the server. So it is being done. We can harden our MariaDB, but we are going to skip this for some reasons. I mean, efficiency reasons. If you want to harden our database, I mean, on your production system, I strongly recommend you to harden your backend database, MariaDB. But this is a simply we want to do it quick, so let's skip it. If you want, then you can do this. Follow this. So the MySQL secure _ installation. That is much more secure than our current version. And then next step is to install PHP. So sudo apt install -y PHP, a little bit of more packages. So I am going to push this a little away side. Sudo apt install. At this time, I'm going to reply earlier by putting -y and PHP, not only PHP packages, but some dependencies, lib, and also interaction. Apache 2 -mod -php, and then php -mysql. So all connected and integrated. So first we installed Apache 2, which is a web server, and then MySQL. Particularly, we installed MariaDB, and now PHP. As we install PHP, we put some of the integrations with the Apache 2 and MySQL. Having this, then we do enabling. Restart Apache 2. Okay. Optional but common PHP extensions. We can install PHP CLI, PHP CURL, PHP GD, PHP, but this is optional, so let's forget about it, and we'll want to make it simple ones. So right now we see what we have. Nothing has changed, right? This is okay. So we're going to edit, right? So sudo nano and info.php, and inside I'm going to put less than sign question mark PHP. This is the open tag for PHP, and then PHP info and open and close, open and close, open and close parenthesis, ending with a semicolon. And then I'm going to close this tag, PHP tag, which is question mark, oops, space and question mark and greater than sign. And I'm going to write out, Control O for write out. Make sure that is the file that I want to edit that once. Hit enter. And then I am going to exit, Control X. Then it is out, right? I'm going to run this from outside of this Raspberry Pi, from my laptop, right? So for here, I'm going to open another one here. So 192.168.1.189, and then instead of index.html, I am going to put PHP. Where's the file of? Oops, this is not this. Okay, info.php. Not PHP, but info.php, and hit enter. Hmm. 89. Let me make sure. That one. 89. What happened? Not responding. Maybe because of this. So let's try to get that. Optional ones. See, setting up others are all well done, right? Module disabled, enable, stop, and once more. If the first one is still working, that is work, and this. Let's see. PHP. Oh, maybe this is wrong. Oh, that is right. PHP info. I want to do in that index file, inside of that index file, somewhere here, right? So it works. Tag in. This guy is everything about this. See here, all the way. Then I have here And I am going to put here, after this reporting problems, or before reporting problems, I'm going to do PHP info. So reporting problem here. Reporting problem. What if I do PHP info? Right? Okay. And then control write out and save and modify the buffer. Oh, because of I didn't do sudo. I am going to exit. No. I am going to do sudo nano. Okay, all the way down. Before our reporting problem. So right here. PHP info. Or not info, PHP. PHP info. I believe the stupid error here. Let me go back to that info PHP. That is, I think, should be info, not info, or not infor. I believe it works in this case. So write out and exit. And I am going to call this. Oh, great. So I have a PHP, works. So it is not because of that. So it works now. So go to the next. So we go to MariaDB, see what we can do. So sudo MariaDB, show databases. So I have those database. So I'm going to create a database. So create database. So for this hands-on lab, I am going to set up, for example, database name called IASP 221. How about that? IASP 221. That is the database. Then I'm going to use that IASP 221. And now we want to create a table. table name. See, I'm going to put, rather than test the database name is IASP 221. And login name and password. Create user. I need to first create user, right? So database, and this is not that, but IASP 221 database and username. And what happens is that I am going to create a user, and that user name will be rather than using a root privileges, we're going to make a one user. So before we create this, I'm going to, okay, that's okay. So create a user. Username is, let's say, Mercy. Cyber is the username at localhost. Very careful here. This is a string, so quote and unquote at sign. This is not a string. This is a reserved word, right? When you do your URL, then there is a at sign, and then identified by the cyber login name, password. I would say Mercy. And error, check the menu. Create user and cyber at that identified by Mercy Myanmar. Line 1. Why? Create user cyber localhost identified by Mercy. Identified by Mercy. Oh, not identified. That is the reason. So user is created. I want to grant the user privileges. So all privileges on IASP 221, that is the database that I created, and everything about all the tables to cyber. Username is cyber at localhost and semicolon, hit enter, then privileges is given to that person. Exit. Okay, and then my SQL minus u username is cyber, and by password, and I can enter Mercy, and I came here and show users, show databases. Then I can see IASP 221. So I want to use IASP 221 and show tables. There's no table created yet. So I want to create a table, right? So create table Let's see. This table should be. Okay. So probably that is needed PHP test script. We'll do this later. We'll skip this test. Assume all is okay. And then basic hardening. This is the firewall hardening, uncomplicated firewall hardening. That's what we are going to do when it comes to networking. So I'm going to default this to that. And if you want to secure your web server so that port number 443 is only available rather than 80, which is HTTP protocol. So HTTPS, this is a secure protocol. If you want to enable it, then you need to do this, but I'm going to skip it here. And also we can check the health, the level of health of our web server by issuing this. I'm going to skip that also. So rather, I'm going to create a database, okay, table. So we already had that, and table name, I would say IASP 221 user. So table is IASP 221 user, and open. By the way, this SQL prompt, remember that I put all the SQL statements ending with the semicolon. What that means is that even if I hit enter, it doesn't execute. It can still ready to accept continually the SQL statements. Here, I create a table. I know those who do not know about SQL, then you can simply follow this, okay? Type exactly the way that I type. Those who already had some experience in a database, you will be okay. The table, this is a table name. The table, remember the table has columns and rows. So I need to create a column, okay? So the first column is username. And this is a varchar. And then maybe I would say 10. And then as you can see here, this is a primary key. So you can say primary key. Colon, and then first name. Rather than having a varchar means the type of this column. Column name is username, and type for that column is character, but variable characters. So char or varchar, or more flexibly, you can say text. Then it could be anything, right? Text. This is not really ideal, but easier to use to define a file for any strings. So we don't need to worry about the size of that columns. So automatically accommodate that. What that means is that because of that, it may not be accurately, efficiently optimized. Everything is not designed by database designer, but it is optimized by the system itself. So may or may not be the way that we expect. But it's easier to define if we simply say text, right? So first name is text and last name also text. comma. So we have first column is username, second column first name, third column last name, and then we can say major, which is another column, and then level. Also text, like junior, sophomore, something like that. And then size skill, cyber skill. And then I would say that is also text. Ooh, there is an error. It should be text. We'll fix that. And then I am going to close this. Finally, if I hit enter, still it is ready to accept. So I can say semicolon. Of course, we will have an error because I put here. So we'll fix that. So there is an error. Go back. And I'm going to change this to text and hit enter. So it is okay. So that is created, right? And then I'm going to see here, there's a create data. What happens is that there's basically three steps. So you need to first define a database. We define the database IASP 221, and then create a table. You can have multiple tables, but in this case, for simplicity, we have only one table created. So the way that you create is this is the language that you can create. And then the third step is to populate the data. So real data needs to be populated. So I am going to do rather than having this, I can simply do values. What if I copy and paste this? See what happens. Hit enter. The paste. 0 row affected. Oh, you have an error SQL. Check the manual. Services Junior Linux Bash. Near Alice. Oh, because of this question mark. So I am going to go for, there's Alice Brown. Oh, I have some question mark. Robot for bot and Smith robot Smith and Jae-yoon. John Yoon and cybersecurity. Do I have more questions? See what happens here. Cybersecurity. I want to have what? Cybersecurity. I think it should work. Hit enter. 3 record. Went there. So I can do select. Start from IASP 221. User. There's a table. Then I do have here Alice Brown. Username is Bob, which is for Robert Smith from computer science, senior. And then cyber skills, Python, whatever that. And Jae-yoon, John Yoon. I wanted to put your name. As an example, I have 2 rows for Alice and Bob, and third row for myself. So I want you to put your name, okay? Okay, so the database is done right now. note one of the rows should be about you. So you have to do this. And then I wanted to enter this. Okay, you can create this. So I want to quit from my database, and I am here, right? Info.php right now. So I want to create sudo nano and my name JYOON.html PHP HTML fine. That's stupid. Let's see. Yeah, PHP. And hit enter. I wanted to copy and paste this. I'm not going to teach you PHP, right? So simply use this as is. I am going to let you know how to. Oops. Control C and paste. Did I go? Okay. So one thing that you need to change here, database is ISP 221, that is fine. And username, put your username, right? Remember that we created the user within MySQL. I put there cyber. Cyber is my username, and password that cyber, I put mercy. So this PHP program running at the server, which is a Raspberry Pi, is not the client. It's not. It is not my web browser of my laptop that runs on my Raspberry Pi. So it is okay to release my username and password. Username and password hard-coded within that PHP files, which is not really ideal to have that. For secure approach, that's not really recommended. You have to put your username and password in a separate file, which should be located at a secure place within your server. But here, I'll make it simple. And then I don't need to do anything because I put here ISP order by username. Fine. So I'm not going to explain this all simply. So what you need to do is that you need to change this username is your username that you created, and password is that password. And then Control O to write out, and then exit, ls-l, then I have jun.php. So come back here. I want to create one more here. So 192.168.189, and then I put here jun.php. Then it will return my database. Remember that I made the database, right? Username Alice Brown, Junior. See here, my Jayun, John, Yoon, cybersecurity, graduate, cloud, whatever that, right? So this is a, yeah, so your this can be this web server, which is the Raspberry Pi, that is running as a server. So it can be accessed from outside. Outside means remote, right? Here, although this is that you can see here on the same screen, this is Safari. Safari is only available on a MacBook, not on Raspberry Pi, certainly. So this is an IP address that can be accessed from my MacBook because my MacBook and Raspberry Pi together under the same Wi-Fi router. So okay, although I do not need static IP. All right, I think this is pretty much that I need to do. What else that I need to do? Okay, see. So you can run from our web browser, local web browser. My local means within Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi web browser somehow is not working. Remote web, which is from my laptop, that works. And from command line, I think it should work. So I am going to bring up, this is my MacBook terminal. So if I do C URL -s http://192.168.1.180 what? 189 9/jun.php. See it coming. It's coming, right? My PHP runs. So my PHP that runs within my server, it access a backend database, which is MariaDB, and get the data from there, and then convert it to JSON format. JSON is, I believe you guys learn Python. So you see, this is a dictionary form, curly brace from here there, and that dictionary has a key and value pair. Count how many? So we have 3, and then rows for each row for those 3 rows that is in a list. Element in that list is yet another dictionary. So this is the first element in that list, second element and third element. Each element is in the dictionary formats. Therefore, it has also key and value pairs. So we looked at that. I think that's it. Yeah, done. All right. Thank you.